Instagram. Okay. So it appears to be working. Hello from fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Nicole Borgie coming at you. Happy Friday, right? So it's Frequency Friday. I'm coming at you at a different time today. And I am just, I'm checking a few different things out. And I started yesterday going over the root chakra. And the reason I started that was because I am putting together a kind of like a master class. The master class starts in August. And as I'm doing this, I started to go back through this really great book, Anatomy of a Spirit. It's by Carolyn Myss. And she's got some really great information on strengths and weaknesses of the chakra and how we develop through that. Just going to say hello to a few people. How are you? I'm glad you're here. If you're here, you're watching this, please let me know you're here. Let me know where you're from. It's a little bit hot here in Vegas. It's humid. It had been raining last night. It was amazing. It's always great to get rain, but get that humidity keeps creeping up. And I don't live in a place where it's supposed to be humid. I live in Las Vegas. Actually, right now, truthfully in Las Vegas right now, because it's getting towards August, it's the monsoon season, but it started in June. So we got some really early humidity and some monsoon. The weather played around a little bit it did with what it was going to do. It wasn't sure. Was it going to be hot? Was it going to be cold? Everything's crazy. Everybody's good, all kinds of stuff. See if I can get on here. Well, I've got my phone on, so I can't really be looking at the Facebook. What I wanted to talk about, what came up to me at first, and it really kind of got in my craw for a minute, when I was going over my classes and I was taking notes and I was talking about healing and how we heal and how we relate to our relationships. It always goes back to the chakra, it goes back to energy, it goes back to the etheric field, your auras. Everything you do, business, love, starting a business, bringing in clients, calling in clients for your business, getting a promotion, anything, self-development, self-leadership, even loving. Hey, Beth. I'm on live. So, hey, love those friends. Let me turn this off because my magic, I kind of forgot to turn it off. Anywho, what I was talking about is yesterday it came on about the root chakra. And when I was putting this class together, I started putting it back to how can we start to heal so we can get promoted in life, right? How can we get promoted at work? How can we promote ourselves in our business? How can we really rock it in life? How can we be totally badass? You have to resonate in that energy. You have to be higher in that energy field. And when you're in lack, and when you're feeling the lack or the need, instead of maybe the want or the desire, there is a reason for that. And that always goes back to kind of that inner child issues or maybe the shadow self. But quite simply, it's something that happened before, your past experiences or experiences you may have never had. But what really got to me was when coming in for today, the lesson that I was looking at was loyalty in the root chakra. Today, I want to read this for you. Loyalty is an instinct, an unwritten law that tribal members can rely upon, particularly in time of crisis, or meaning maybe it's a crisis, or it's a personal crisis, or it's a lot of trauma in your life. It is thus the part of the tribal power system, and it often is more influential than even love. You have to have it, you need it, you desire it. That need to feel connected, part of the community. You can feel loyalty toward a family member you do not love, but because they're blood, you are loyal to them. I'll tell you a story on this because I have this extreme loyalty to family, extreme loyalty to clients and people I worked with in home care, patients, but definitely it all comes back to my relationship in my root chakra and my loyalty to the tribe, whether they were loyal to me or not. They could kick me like a dog, constantly kick me, no matter what, and I would return back. You can feel loyalty towards people who share your ethnic background, even though you do not know them personally, but just because they're kind of like that, like attracts like. An exemption of loyalty from a group holds enormous power over an individual, especially when one feels conflicted over allegiance to someone or some cause that holds great personal value. For me, it is that constant loyalty that had got me down. It's great in business to have loyalty, ethics, morals. However, when you have loyalty to someone that is not loyal to you, there is no reciprocity. You are not receiving. You're constantly giving. And we do this as healers. We are giving, and we never receive back. So we're constantly tired. We're constantly stressed. Nothing changes. And here's why the greater consciousness is in the place that it is. Because we are not moving together. We are not moving in unison. And when we are not moving in unison, there's conflicts, or there's a wheel, a cog, a widget that's out of place, missing, broken. When you're broken and you're down, and you only have that loyalty to cling to because you feel you're so out of control, and you need to have that control, you're constantly grasping for control. The only way to get control is to let go. Wait, that sounds wrong. The only way, though, to gain control is to let go and let God, let's say, let go, let the Creator come to you. Let go of the crap. Forgive yourself. Let go for the need. This moved into, with my lesson plan, I started to kind of journal, and I was taking some notes. And I call it Diary of a Welfare Mother. It reminded me of the time years back when I was at a very, very low point. And the reason I share these journeys with you is because I want you to know that you can pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but don't do it alone. See, I've always done this alone because not even my tribe supported me, so I felt alone. I used to be the one that could feel alone in a room with hundreds and hundreds of people and never be noticed. I could crawl in the corner and hide in a ball. Nobody would see me, but I was there. I felt I needed to show up, but I was never even showing up for me. So how can I show up for other people? Well, have you ever had that day when you couldn't get out of bed? When you've had a few too many drinks, a few too many whiskey sours. I had a few too many. And my head was just pounding. It was pounding. It was crazy. I had this whiskey hangover, and it was just way, way bad. So at a time of my life when I was in a deep, dark hole, and the only thing that kept me cool or even partially clear-minded or a sense of focus was kind of hugging that toilet bowl, keeping me cool. The porcelain god. That was the only God that I talked to at that time. It wasn't Creator, it wasn't Source, it wasn't my angels, it wasn't my guides, it was the toilet bowl, the throne. I don't even want to know what the bathroom had smelled like at the time because I didn't want to clean it up because I had been in there for hours. Who knows when I fell asleep, and my nightstand was full of tobacco ashes. The box was crumbled. The cheese was curdling in my stomach from the pizza from the night before. It was just hanging in that pit of stomach. Those times when you don't want to get out of bed and you just want to pull your sheets up. You want to hide from the world. You're way past the snooze button. You've thrown the phone, or hence the alarm clock a few years back, across the room You've turned it off. You are not answering that because you don't need to get up for nothing. Nobody loves you. You don't love you. And I couldn't get out of bed. And I was tired. I was tired of feeling tired. I couldn't even put my fat thighs, I couldn't pour them even into my stretch pants. I was a mess. I didn't even qualify for a hot mess. You know those times when you don't want to get out of bed? And this was a bad time in my life, but I just started to remember it vividly when I was going over that connection to people because I had lost everything. And I just kicked out my old man. I kicked him out of the house for selling drugs and prostitution, honestly. This is not a made-up story. It may sound like it, but this is my story. My old man came out here with me because he wanted to run hookers, and he heard that he can get call girls at $300 a John. Did I ever see the money? No. Did I want to see the money? No. But I had kicked my old man out, and I didn't know where I was going to go with this or what I was going to do with my life. But I did something, and that was the most important thing I could do. And I had gone from working in the jail as an institutional officer to booking felons to just about getting booked as a felon myself, because possession is 9/10 of the law, and whatever I had in that house was mine, and I had to own it. So I told him to get his butt out. One of the best things I did, but how I got there, I don't know, because I was depressed, very depressed. I was repressed, obsessed. My car was about to get repossessed. Oh, it did. If it couldn't get any worse. I was a single mom of a tween, slinging hash at the local cafe. That was me. I was slinging hash. I went from working in the police department, making good money, having benefits, a 401k. I had gone back to college to raise my daughter right and be a great mom and a great human being, and I let it go for a man. Was it a man, or was it because I couldn't handle it anymore? So much had happened in my life. I just wanted to escape. And the only thing I escaped to was the toilet bowl. So I had no self-love. I had no self-worth. Let my mess be your message. I heard that. I don't know who it is. So great. Let my mess be your message. Because I was a mess, and it was time for a change. I needed a makeover. Well, maybe an overhaul. Where's U-Haul needed to come and take me away, maybe get some repair. I at least needed a do-over. Could I forgive myself enough for a do-over because my relationship skills were in the toilet with my whiskey? But what I did was, I had to summon up the courage that I had from back in the day of law enforcement, when I was the woman, when I was rocking it, when I had girl power. I had to summon that courage up. What the heck was I going to do now? Because sober life sucked. Being hungover sucked. Smoking cigarettes on an empty stomach and being anorexic sucked. So what I did was, I decided maybe I need a little yoga, a little meditation. Trust me, it's hard when you're starting out and you just lost all those skills. You have no focus. You just want to hide and turn off the world. And I stumbled upon a Reiki drum circle. It was the most phenomenal thing at the time. It was the most phenomenal thing ever. It was just amazing. It was a shamanic drum circle with a real shaman. And the message was received. In that drum, in that journey, I was able to go back into my life and to see that journey that I had gone on and the journey that I needed to take. I got energized. I got revitalized, and I was able to forgive myself, start to forgive myself. At the time, I was never going to forgive the people in my life. They were not going to be forgiven. And that journey gave me the ability to detach myself and be the witness of my life. Be the witness of what I was witnessing, right? To watch my life. And it was a horror story. It was a mess. And I thought I was over that from my teenage years. But when we don't learn our lessons, we cycle back and sabotage and regurgitate the same crap that we went through before, and sometimes at a bigger rate because you didn't get it the first time. So boom, you get it again because you're going to live in that endless cycle. It was a horror story. Maybe a low-rated B film, if I'm lucky. This is my 10 minutes of fame here. That's why I have Instagram Live. And I learned that everybody has a past. And from embracing your past and your pain and all, and getting rid of your partners in pain and growing stronger, I could embrace the strength that I had before. And I had to learn a few things. I had to learn to sit with myself, and I had always tried to hide from me. I learned that it was deep within my root chakra, in my tribal connection. And this all sparked from my classes, my notes that I'm putting together for my course. Because I want to teach and work with clients and guide them to lift themselves up from their crap, to get unstuck, to stop the pain, to stop the depression, to set boundaries. Because I learned to set boundaries. And when you have boundaries, you have limits. Boundaries don't limit you. They limit the amount of junk you'll take, and they limit the people taking advantage of you. You have to say no. It's very hard. You have to learn the word no. It teaches you love. It activates and you physically, emotionally, spiritually, because you're able to be safe, to be fulfilled, to love yourself and have time for yourself. And the second thing that I learned was to protect myself. I wanted to be safe. I wanted to bring the right people into my life, and I wanted to love them, not the frenemies, not the partners in pain, the people that want to keep you in that pain. And they want to cycle it and keep that gossip. It's okay to talk to each other. It's okay to work out. It's okay to be passionate, angry, sad, but be love. Be happiness, be jubilation. Learning to forgive myself was the hardest thing in the world. The guilt, the frustration, it's my fault. We need to take ownership, but we don't need to carry the burden alone. There's no reason to keep it. Let it go. But learn why it's there, otherwise it'll cycle back to you. You can't just be happy. You have to learn to cycle it and to understand, to learn, have it become a gift. You want to live with intention. Why do you want to live intentionally? That's because you can accept and love yourself more. Your intention for the day. My intention for getting on this video is talking about the root chakra. How did I become a coach? Why did I become a coach? Because I had a deteriorated root chakra. It was torn. It was ripped in half. My root chakra, my love for myself. I had let other people dictate to me how to love myself. My goal is to teach you how to love yourself and go from fear to freedom, go from trigger to triumph, and awaken, right? Awaken that magic within you. And that is so part of that. And you know what? If you get anything from this, tap in there. Let me know what you feel. What experiences have you had about your root chakra, about your tribal connection? Maybe it's just you want to work it as your relationship. How do you connect to people? How do you connect to community? And how has it stopped or got you stuck in your business You couldn't get a promotion. Why, when we go to get a promotion, why can't we get a promotion? Why don't people notice me? I'm good, I'm great, I'm experienced. That energy that you have is coming out, and you don't know it's getting its nasty little tentacles on you, and it's reaching out towards other people. Go ahead and schedule your call today. I invite you to go to my website. You'll have it below. The links are in the bio if you're on Instagram. The links will be here on Facebook down below. I encourage you, book a call. Go from fear to freedom. Get unstuck. Find that glory. Find your passion, your prosperity, your purpose. Get on a clarity call. That hour call with Nicole, I will guide you to move forward, and we'll plan to reach your goals. What goals do you want to make? What is it? Is it your passion? Is it your profit? Is it getting a promotion? Is it getting a raise? Maybe it's just giving yourself a raise. You're an entrepreneur. How do you get out there? But if you can't connect to your community, you're not going to have that success that you desire. And let's get rid of it. Let's heal that. Let's work on that. Let's balance those chakras. That's what I do. I work with chakras, I work with energy, and I work with that lovely little thing called mindset and focus. So go ahead, book your clarity call today, and we will go through a rapid transaction. Me and you will have a great juicy little talk about where you want to go, what your goals are, where you want to be, where you need to be, and how you need to get there. We will plan that today. You will be on it. You will have clarity after the call. That's why it's called the clarity call. Let's make this happen. I'm Nicole Borghi, and I wish you balanced roots. Get rooted with Mother Gaia. Go out, sink your feet in the earth. Go for a walk. Do what you can for you today. Just do what you can. Pause. Take a deep breath. Namaste. If you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay. I'd love to know where this got you today. What this talk has today. What does my confession have to? What emotions does that bring up to you? I'm free, I'm open, we can discuss anything, right? I am here for you. And I share with you these open talks and this open conversation, this open connection, because I want you to understand. When I talk about Diary of a Welfare Mother, yes, I was there. You don't need to be there. You don't have to be there. You can be brilliant you no matter what's going on. Start with you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.